Hi everyone, it's Derek from NTL, and in today's video we're going to check out Adobe XD interface. When you open Adobe XD, you are faced with this window. Is a home window where you can choose. Before you start working, you can choose your artboard size. You can choose the iPhone artboard size. You can choose the iPad, the web, or you can decide to work with a custom size where you define your own dimension. Or yes, you can begin a tutorial, a basic tutorial. Down here you find your recent works that you want to quickly open. You can do that at this level. If you want to import some add-ons, you can also do that at this level. If you want to open a work, or if you want to open an XD file, you can open it. You can choose the file from your computer here. If you want to check out what is new, you can do that here. You want to learn and support here, or you want to provide feedback. So generally this is the welcome page of Adobe XD. Maybe you will not find this place, or you don't find this section if you're opening it for the first time, but generally this is the home window of Adobe XD. Now let's just choose an artboard. I'm going to choose a web 1920 by 1080 pixels. So here we are faced with the main workspace of Adobe XD. The workspace is pretty basic and minimalist. I don't know if you say, or minimalistic. I think, yeah, minimalistic. So here it allows you to perform some basic actions with some few clicks, and that's just the power of Adobe XD. It's simple, not complicated. You can see just these little icons here, not many of them. Now at the top left corner, you can find this icon here. This is a collapsed icon, and it's a collapsed icon of a menu, but actually it's a menu which performs basic actions of common application, that is saving, opening, starting a new workspace, opening a file, opening recent files just like we saw at the beginning, renaming, opening CC libraries, saving, exporting. If you finish your work, you want to export an artboard, or you want to export all the artboards, or you want to export as a batch. So we'll have the opportunity to look at that. Or you can see import. You can see import some more, import some pictures, import some. These are the different. You can import PSD from Photoshop, PNG, JPEG. You can also import .ai format. That's the Adobe Illustrator format, the SVG. So all these different formats can be imported into Adobe XD. You can import plugins. You can look for help. You can manage the links. We're going to see that. We're going to see what are the links later on. So basically what we have here is a classic menu we find on general applications. Now let's look at the top horizontal panel of this workspace. This icon here is the home icon. If you click here, you're going to go back to the window, the home window we started at the beginning. this window, you know, just as we started, you can see click back, you can see click here, come back here, choose the artboard, or choose a recent project, and so on, or add-on. Next you have these switches, or these views. You have the design view and the prototype view, or how can I call it again, or the design mode or the prototype mode. The design mode is where you perform or you make changes on the visual aspects of your design. Actually, the design mode is anything that will be visual will be performed in this mode. In the prototyping mode, here you will be giving life to your project. This is where you'll be creating interactions between different pages of your project, or different screens, if you can put it also like that. If you are working with a website, we'll be talking about pages. If you are working with designing an app, you'll be creating interaction between different screens. And actually, this is the power. This is where Adobe XD stands out from other applications or other software. Sorry, you could actually create or simulate or sort of imitate how the app or the website is going to function. Alright, just to show you a quick example of what I'm talking about, let's open a project. See, when you open a project, it opens a whole different workspace. Now, well, I'm going to show you how to create this simple design. Let's imagine you have created this design in the design view, and you want to, now you have here I have three different pages. Now let's imagine I want to create some interaction, or I want to simulate the interaction between these pages, meaning that I want to show what will happen if I click on a certain icon, or if I click on a certain part of the page. Now this is a website. This is a design of the website. Now you come to your prototype mode. Now I'm going to show you this in the subsequent videos, but let me just do this a little bit faster. You can see now, let's say I want to click on let's say so, but before let me get rid of this first, because I already made some I already started some stuff here, so I'm just making sure moving everything. Okay, so let's imagine you want to create an interaction. Let's say I'm at this level, and what will happen if I click on this about us? What will happen if I click here, for example? So that's what we're trying to do here at the prototype mode. So what we're going to do is, okay, I'm going to say, okay, if someone clicks here, then go to this page. So I'm going to leave this like this. If someone taps there, if someone clicks there, then you're going to go to this page, transition. How will it transit? Let me just say animate it. So we're going to go to About Us, the About Us page. You see this line actually shows the interaction or the direction of flow of the interaction. Now let's take another. Let's say I click on portfolio. What will happen if I click here? If I click here, it goes to this page, because I'd already created the page About Us portfolio page. So because before reaching here, you already have a clear idea, or you already know how the page is going to interact. So let's say at this level 2, this About Us, if I click here, what happens? I still go to this one, and yes, tap limiter. I'm just leaving it default because I don't want to waste time. Now let's say you can, everything is clickable. As you can see, every box is clickable. If I decide to, if I'm here for example, and I want to go to the, if I click here, what happens? If I click on this home, obviously it goes back to this home page, right? So generally this is what is, this is how it functions in the design, in the prototype mode. Pretty easy, not very difficult. It's just to know exactly what you want when something is being clicked, or when. Okay, so at this level, if you want to change the name of your project, this is where you do it. Sorry. Yes, you can change the name of your project here. You can rename it. This is a zoom level. More zooming. The zoom level of your workspace. Now here, this icon here permits you to do some real-time preview on your mobile device. There's a mobile app for Adobe XD. There's an app version which you install in your phone, and with this icon here, you can easily, either on iOS or on Android, you can easily preview this prototype. Like when you finish the prototyping, you can easily preview that on your, let's imagine you finish designing an app and you want to see how the app will behave in a phone, or you want to present the app maybe to a client. You want the client to test it himself, and yeah, you can this is where you do that. This is mobile preview. Now we can't really use that because of time, but we'll have the opportunity to test that in the subsequent videos. Here is desktop preview. Here's mobile preview. Here's desktop preview. So all this prototyping we're doing, if you want to test it, it is here on this little icon, this play icon. If you click on it, you have this window that appears, and this is a preview window on the desktop. So it's like it is showing you the final product, how it look like if it was on the web or if you had finished it. Now you remember we decided what happens when we click on these three icons. This one was not really this page. We are at the home page. Now let me go back a little bit. This blue shape here is telling us that when we are going to preview, it's going to start previewing, but on the home page. So usually you should check to see where the preview is going to start. If I want the preview to start on the about page, now what I'll do is I activate this blue shape. If I preview, it starts on the about page. Okay, so let's go back to this. Now if I click here, remember what happens if I click here. It's going to go to the, if I click here, it's going to go to the about page. So if I click here, check what happens. Alright, that's it. It's about page. If I'm on the about page, I click on the home page, it comes back here. If I click on the portfolio, it comes this. So it's a cool feature on Adobe XD. Now I've not decided what happens if I click here. So let's go back. Let me show you, just for the sake of the tutorial, just to add that. Let's see what happens if I click on this. Now if I'm here on the about, if I'm on the about page and I want to decide, and I want to create an interaction, what happens when I click on MTL, for example? If I click here, I want it to come back to the home page, or to the first page or the home page. And same thing here, if I'm at a portfolio and I click on, and I want it to come back here. So if I preview that, now see, it is now, the hand is now changing to say that there is an interaction here. If I click here, see what happens, goes back to the home. If I'm on home, I click the portfolio, it comes here, I click on this, comes back to the home page. So it's really a cool feature. Now I've not decided what happens, but I can't really do everything now. Creating interaction can really take time, so depending on the size of your project. Now next on the bar is a share icon. Now with this share icon, you can share your project with team members or with a client or stakeholders to directly get feedback. You know, you can create a link, or you share in a document format. Let's go back to the design view. So we finished talking about this horizontal bar. Let's talk about this actually this bar is called a toolbar, and this is where you find the basic tools available in Adobe XD. And well, from this will be this is the most common tool that you have to use. It's called the select tool, and you can also access it by using a shortcut V. For those who are familiar with Photoshop, or I don't know, Illustrator, they will easily understand these tools. This down here is a rectangle tool. You can access it with the shortcut R to draw any rectangle. You want to draw any basic rectangle, you can use the rectangle tool, any basic rectangle. This is just like the square or the rectangle tool. This is a circle tool, or ellipse, sorry. You can easily get access to the tool with a shortcut E for ellipse. Same thing, just like the rectangle tool. If you want to draw a rectangle, you click, you maintain, you drag. That's my rectangle. Then down here is the line tool. You can get it with the shortcut L. Actually, the shortcut is written in brackets, so if you don't know the shortcut, just point at the 2, and the letter in the bracket is a shortcut for the 2. So right below the line 2 is the pen tool, shortcut P. The pen tool is for drawing shapes. Again, those who are used to using Illustrator will easily understand this. Right below the pen tool is a text tool to write some text. Please write some scrappy text there. So if you want to write in some text, you have the text tool, and below the text tool you have the artboard tool, shortcut A. If you want to draw a custom artboard, maybe you want to draw a foot page, you click, you drag, and you draw your page. So this is the function, that is the function of the artboard. If you want to draw another page somewhere down here, you draw. Then down here is down the artboard tool is a zoom tool with shortcut Z. If you want to zoom to a particular zone of your project, you can click, you maintain, and then that is it. You want to zoom just on this particular zone, you can maintain. If I click without selecting the zone, it zooms on the section I'm clicking. So that is it for the basic tools in the toolbar. Now just beside the toolbar, you have a panel. This panel is called the layer panel, and this is this icon down here. This is a layer panel, Ctrl+Y. Now this is the assets panel, Ctrl+Shift+Y, Shift+Ctrl+Y as shortcut. In this panel, you actually keep the assets. The assets are maybe the symbols or the colors they are working with, or the specific images that you want to keep, or the character styles, the font types. So it's, you keep them, all the assets, in the asset panel. I would suggest you to actually memorize these shortcuts, V, R, E. Try to memorize the shortcut, because you're going to use them a lot in this software. You're going to, in Adobe XD, you're really going to use them a lot. So it's preferable to memorize it. At least the more you be working with it, instead of coming and clicking, you just use a shortcut, and it saves you a lot of time. Now in this panel, this right hand panel, it's also called property inspector. Now in this panel, it depends on what is selected in your project. Here are the alignment options. For example, if I click on this, I want to align it horizontally, or I want to align it in the middle. Sorry, if I click this, I want to align it. We are aligning with respect to the artboard. If you want to put it at the top, you want to put it or at the bottom, depends. It really depends on what you want. So this is the alignment option. These are the alignment options. Let me place it back at at the top. Here's a repeat grid, and again these guys they have shortcuts, but the most important shortcuts, the most important tools are placed here. So if you have to memorize shortcuts, I highly recommend you to start memorizing these shortcuts. Is the repeat grid is, let's say you have a square. Let's say you have a square and you want to repeat the square. You want to repeat it. You don't want to draw this square. Let's say you want to draw 4 squares down and 2 squares this way, the same dimension, maybe separated the same distance. What you do is that you transform this square into a grid in such a way you can just easily repeat it like this. Nice. So in this way I have repeated the square. If you, this stands for the width, the height of maybe a square you draw is the coordinate of a square or any other thing you are dealing with. Rotation, you want to rotate the object. Here you have the responsive resizing. Responsive resize is but let's imagine you are creating this website, or you're designing this website, and you notice that the dimension are not what you wanted. For example, let's say you wanted it to be larger or smaller. I don't know. This option actually is a new option. It was added some months ago. It was not there at the beginning. Actually, this option permits you to, instead of recreating this whole page, by ticking or activating this responsive resize, you can easily resize the page. Let's say I'm working on this home page and I want to make it more, I want to make it smaller. So what will I do? I'll try to come this way and resize it. See what happens. See what happens. You know, it's not good. It's, in fact, Control Z to come back. Now if I check this and I come back, see what happens. It is trying to adjust. It's trying to adjust every. It's trying. It's not perfect. It's trying to adjust every aspect of the page. But we're going to see how to make it more serious, because there's some parts actually you have to group them for it to be better. So but you understand the concept, you see the concept. Okay, now you have the appearance, you have the opacity, you can reduce the opacity, you have the color, fill color, you have the border, you have the size of the border, different or the type of the border, or the gap between the border. And down here you have the strokes. If you want to select different type of strokes, let's take for example, if I draw a square like this and put a border of 9. If I zoom into this border, you have this is what they call the inner stroke. This is another type of, this is another stroke here, and this is a middle stroke, and so on. Different. If you want that it should be smooth like this. So Adobe XD has nearly all what you need to design your website or your application or a mock-up of your website or your app. So it has all the necessary tools, or nearly all. and it's a vector based app. It's like Adobe Illustrator. It works, everything is vector based, meaning that you won't lose, it doesn't work with pixels, you won't lose in quality terms if you increase an object or if you reduce an object. Everything is vector based, and that is also what is cool about the app. So yes, that is it. We've come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.